Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Today I'm going to continue to read Animorphs number 8, The Alien by K.A. Applegate. Now, the reason I'm recording on my cell phone is because as of August 1st, 2019, YouTube removed the ability to live stream like I used to, which means until I get a webcam, this is how I'm recording, and Rev Resner and I are nearly near to finding a webcam to use that is within our price range. So hopefully this will only be maybe a week's worth of videos until we get a good webcam. So don't worry, now that it's after August 1st, I am definitely going to press them harder to actually get a damn webcam. So I've been saying that for like over a year. So anyways, here's my beautiful face, and let's continue reading Animorphs number 8, The Alien by K.A. Applegate. Yeah. Humans have very odd taste. They think their music is beautiful. They are wrong. It is awful. All of it. And they completely ignore their greatest accomplishments. The cinnamon bun, the Snickers bar, the hot pepper, and the refreshing beverage called vinegar. From the Earth Diary of Eximli Escorth Isthel. Being in Prince Drake's body is no different from being in my regular human morph, except that it is slightly larger. Since the morph was formed from his DNA, I looked exactly like him. Cassie insisted I borrow a garment called overalls and a pair of boots from her barn before entering her home. Humans are very particular about clothing. I still do not understand why. Hi, Jake! Cassie talked you into helping her muck out the barn again. Cassie's father asked me as I walked into her house. He was a male, as all human fathers are. His hair was dark brown, but it seemed to have been removed from much of his head. He wore round, transparent lenses on his face, which, I am told, are for correcting faulty vision. His complexion is darker. He had the usual number of legs and arms. No, I said. She asked me to eat your food. Food. Ooh. Well, someone has to eat it. Might as well be you who suffers. I cooked tonight. Made my world famous chili. Cassie's eyes suddenly widened. She looked frightened. Oh, chili, Jake said he wasn't really hungry. He already ate. Is chili a very frightening food? I asked Cassie. Her father grinned. Mine is. Is that Jake I hear out there? Someone called from the next room. A female appeared who I assumed was Cassie's mother. She had dark hair, but much more of it than Cassie's father. Her hair had not been removed. She stuck her 2 arms in my direction and walked toward me. Oh, you just get more handsome every time I see you, Jake. She wrapped her 2 arms around me and squeezed me briefly. Then she released me. Are you staying for some of the chili of doom? Yes, I asked him to join us, Cassie said. But he's not very hungry. In fact, he just ate, so he probably won't want any chili. Cassie's mother smiled at Cassie's father. Isn't it just precious the way she tries to protect him? Too late, Cassie's father said. He's trapped now. There is no escape. In order to eat, we had to sit down in front of a table. I had done this before while impersonating Prince Jake at Prince Jake's home, so I knew how to do it. I knew what a fork was, also a spoon and a knife. I discovered that chili is brown and red. It contains several ingredients and smells a lot. There was also something called jalapeno bread, and there was a bowl of pieces of different fruits. After so many warnings, I was very nervous about tasting the chili. But I sensed that Cassie's father would be offended if I did not try some. So I ate a spoonful. I think that as long as I live, I will never forget that experience. The chili was hot in temperature, but it was also hot in a totally new way. The taste buds of my human tongue seemed to explode. They burned with an intensity of flavor like nothing I'd tasted before or since. Every nerve in my body seemed to tingle. Water dribbled from the tiny ducts beside my eyes. It was not as wonderful as chocolate, but it was intense. So incredibly intense. Oh, an Andalite would never understand. That was what being human was all about. Taste. The glory of it, the incredible wonder of it. This is a wonderful food, I cried. Excuse me? Cassie's mother said. Aha! At last! Someone who understands the joy of hot food! Cassie's father cried. I realized I had eaten my entire bowl of that marvelous chili. I wanted more. That taste, that feeling. I wanted more. There's plenty more. Cassie's father said. He filled my bowl again. Jake, Cassie said. You really don't have to eat that much. I'll eat yours, I cried. My eyes were bulging from my head. My skin was tickling. My stomach was making sounds. But still, I wanted more. I love this kid, Cassie's father said. I wonder if his parents would let us adopt him. Jake, you are a very discerning, intelligent young man. He's insane, Cassie's mother said. There's no other explanation. Suddenly, I felt a sharp pain in my leg. I suspected Cassie had kicked me under the table. I looked at her. She smiled sweetly and then kicked me again. That's probably enough chili, she said. She was staring at me in a very direct way. Yes, that is enough chili, I agreed. I pushed the bowl away. Chili, illy, chili. I use habanero chilies, Cassie's father said. The hottest substance known to man. Not as hot as the temperature created during nuclear fusion, I pointed out. So, how was school, Jake? Cassie's mother asked. I knew what this activity was. This was called making conversation. The rules were that each person would ask the other person a question. It is fine. And how is your work caring for animals? Same old, Cassie's mother said. Although we are about to have some new camel babies. Cassie's mother is a veterinarian at the zoo, a place where non-human animals are kept. So, Jake, you think the bulls are going all the way again this year? Cassie's father asked. I could tell that Cassie was growing tense. She was afraid that I would not understand the question. But thanks to my reading of the World Almanac, I knew the Bulls were a sports team. Yes, I answered. They can go all the way. Then it was my turn to ask a question. That is how making conversation works. So, did you know that the cream separator was invented in 1878? Apparently, they did not know. Cassie, her mother, and her father all stared at me in surprise. After that, we watched television for a while. It was a fictional depiction of a family. I watched it and watched Cassie and her parents. A human family was a good thing to learn about. I had seen Prince Jake's family, and now I've seen Cassie's family. They are different in some ways. For example, Prince Jake's family performs a brief religious ritual before they eat. Cassie's family does not. And in Prince Jake's family, the father falls asleep while watching television. In Cassie's family, it was her mother who began to fall asleep. I must go, I told Cassie. It has been almost 2 of your hours. Cassie's mother revived long enough to say that I was crazy, but I was still so cute. Her father winked his left eye at me and waved as I left. Then he laughed at something from the television. Outside in the cool evening air, Cassie sighed heavily. Whew, well, we got through that without being too much of a disaster. Come on, I'll walk you out a ways till you can morph back without being seen. By the way, here's a book for you, since you're done with the World Almanac. It's a book of quotes, stuff that famous people said. She held it out for me to take. Thank you, I said. I felt strange walking into the dark, walking away from Cassie's house. Strange, as if it were cold out, although it wasn't. So, what do you think of my parents? Cassie asked. I like them, I said. But why has your father removed the hair from his head? Hair. I meant to ask him, but forgot. He's going bald, Cassie said. It's probably better not to mention it. It's a normal thing for humans, but some people get sensitive about it. Yes, my father's hooves are getting dull. It's normal as well, but he doesn't like to talk about it. What's your father like? And your mother? They are just normal parents. They are very nice. They are... Go on. My throat feels strange, I said, like there is an obstruction. I'm having difficulty speaking. Is this normal? Cassie put her arm beneath mine. You miss them. That's normal. And like warrior may spend many years in space, far from his home and family. That's normal. Max, you said it yourself. You may be an anti-warrior, but you're still a kid too. I stopped walking. I was far from the light of the house. I could change back into my own shape without being seen. I realized I was looking up at the stars. Where are they? Cassie asked, following the direction of my gaze. If you're allowed to tell me that. I pointed with my human fingers at the quadrant of space where my home star twinkled. There. I watched that star as I melted out of my human form and returned to my true Andalite body. Max, you know that Jake and Tobias and me, and even Rachel and Marco, we all care about you. You know that, right? You're not just some alien to us. Thank you for the chili, I said. It was wonderful. Once more an Andalite, I ran for the forest. And that's that. For the chapter, at least. It's like that for the series, or that for the book. That'd be a very odd place in the book. It's like, okay. Video came out late because I was out and about a good portion of the day. And yeah, got some nice vanilla Coca-Cola. So, I don't know why. It's like, Rev Resner used to like it, and we were out one day like a few years ago, and like, oh, there's some vanilla Coca-Cola, and I tried some, and now it's like whenever I'm out and there's some Coke, vanilla flavor for some reason. But anyways, that's not all about this chapter. This chapter was all about looking at how Axe felt like an alien, and how Cassie, doing her best to try to make him feel like he's not so alone, gave him the opportunity to interact with her family. You know, for like an hour or so he could just pretend to... Not pretend, but so he could feel like he wasn't alone. And that was a really kind action on her part. And I felt like when it was after dinner and they were just watching TV, that's really when, in my personal, interpretation of the text, that Axe really started to feel really alone, because he really realizes this is not like my home, and he's analyzing Cassie's family and comparing it to Jake's family. But I think it really did help him so he wasn't spending all night moping about, and it really shows him that Cassie does care, like Cassie is there for him. And of course, one of my favorite parts doing this chapter was the chili. I mean, personally, chili is decent. If it wasn't for my bad acid reflux, I would be eating more spicy foods, but I just loved how Axe got so super excited, like, it's his chili! Oh my shit! And I loved the poetic way he talked about the chili. It was awesome. And then Cassie is, kicking him, and she's like, you're just looking at me and smiling, and she kicked. So, yeah. So, let's think of a question for this chapter. Do you like chili? And do you like chili? How much Axe likes chili? Please comment down below. I would love to hear your stories and just all chili stories. And of course, comment anything else you noticed about this chapter, like, not like, maybe you want to ask me a question. Comment down below. Remember, no major spoilers in the comment section, because I am hoping against hope that people get into the Animorphs series via these videos. And now that you're able to see me again, you notice that I talk with my hands. If my hands were cut off, I don't know if I'd be able to speak. But anyways, if you do want to talk spoilers to me, you're on YouTube's link down in the description to my Tumblr Ask Box, and we can start a real spoilery conversation. And if you are new to the Animorphs series, hello, new Fanimorph. We do not have cookies in this fandom. However, we do have humanity's greatest creation, aka the cinnamon bun. And if you would like to buy your very own copy of Animorphs number 8, The Alien by K.A. Applegate, if you are on the YouTubes, link in the description. If you are on my blog, link down below, and both links will take you to where you can buy your very own copy of Animorphs number 8, The Alien by K. Applegate. I can understand for various reasons if you do not want to buy via those links, but if you buy via those links, you're actually going to be help supporting this vlog, maybe helping me get a better quality webcam, so. And let's see. Okay, I did advertising. Okay, now final parts. If you are watching this on the YouTubes, please like this video if you really like chili. And remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because I am going to be reading all of Animorphs number 8, The Alien by K. Applegate, and I'm going to be also reading the entire Animorphs series. And also I also have a secondary dramatic reading I do of The Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Polini. So basically, if you subscribe to this YouTube channel, you get 2 awesome dramatic readings to look forward to. Yay! And if you're watching this on my blog and on the desktop version of my blog, please choose the followed by email option over here, look around for it. It's there, I promise. So you will never again miss out on one of my lovely blog posts. I just don't do these Jash Reads episodes. I also do other things too. And I am coming out with my next long post on August 14th, 2019. And if you go to my blog, you'll see a little excerpt from the post itself. And also, if you donate to my Patreon, you can view the entire post ahead of time. And since this camera actually does record time, I am definitely going to shorten down my outro, because it seems it adds a few minutes. So maybe a few more people view my outro. That probably means, though, that I will be getting rid of my analysis. No. I'll just do the like, subscribe thing, and that'll be it. And the advertisements for the links. Okay. Anyways, the next episode, the next video for my Animorphs Dramatic Reading will be later tonight, where the much shorter outro will happen, and we'll see how that works out. So, until next video, goodbye. Bye! This is going to be very awkward, just, doing the record off